It's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I got my coffee. Happy Friday. We are here on Himmel's Highway Dorf, man. Himmel's Highway Dorf. I probably don't do a whole lot of videos on this map, and I bet most of them tend to be scouting videos because I do enjoy scouting on this map and light tank gameplay. But we're going to talk medium tank gameplay. We've gone over a lot of medium tank gameplay, and one of the things I've talked about a bit and not really shown a whole bunch is there are maps that have very, I'll say specific, but maybe planned or obvious medium tank gameplay areas, and this is one of those, which happens to be the northwest part of the map up here in the corner, because both teams will send their mediums up there. It's a bit imbalanced. I think this side can sometimes be easier than the other side because you can actually take the corner up here and have cover, whereas from the northeast spawn, you're kind of on the back side of this hill and you can be shot in the side, so it's not ideal. I am going to head up to that area. We're going to talk about it as we go. Sometimes I will go down into the southeast down there and help brawl with the heavies. We've talked about that quite a bit. I've shown a couple examples of that. Generally, that's going to be on a map where it's going to be kind of tier and matchmaker dependent. Maybe there's not a lot of heavies. Maybe I'm top tier in a 3-tier battle. This happens to be an all tier 8, and there's plenty of heavies that are probably going to go that way. So I'm not going to take one of my medium guns and go down there into the brawl. I'm going to head up to the medium area and see what I can do. So let's get going on this map. Off we go. Now, scouts. Scouts. Let's talk about that as we go. We have a 12T. They have an even 90. So right off the bat, I am very concerned about their even 90 getting into the middle part of the map right here, not being spotted, and just lighting everything around this area. That is a huge problem from this side. There is a counter to that, which our bat chat is not doing. So I have already noted that he's sort of just wandering around down there. Unknown whether he doesn't understand the situation, doesn't want to be outspotted by an even 90, thinks that's a great spot because he's going to spot the middle camping spot for like that right there, 2-5. I don't know. The problem is that there are no other scouts to try to at least counter the even 90. You will also notice that as we rush in here, one of the big problems with pushing into this corner is support or lack thereof, depending on where everybody goes. The Charioteer hasn't spawned in. The Ferdinand's at the front edge of the spawn. The RHM is in the pit for some reason. The Barask is spotted. Well, that was weird. Okay, so I'll just pop up here, take a look. Back down. Now, why was the Barask spotted? At first, I thought maybe there was a medium down in there somewhere. So he pops up again. Knocks a tree down. I'll get up to here, and I don't see anything. All right, that's very interesting. So, okay, there's not a medium down in there. I also considered that it might be the even 90 somewhere in the middle of the map. If we look down here, there's several bushes down in here that he can be in. He can get super aggressive and get into this forward one by the tree. It's very small, but an even 90 will fit in that little tiny bush. There's two shorter, a little bit shorter drive that are okay, and there's one further back that's not as good. There is an aggressive move to get up into this row up here in one of these bushes. Now, I didn't think about it at the time. We're going to let this go ahead and go. I didn't really think about it at the time, but, and it will come to me here in just a moment, that he might have gotten into the more aggressive bush. So we'll kind of poke out here. Oh, okay, all right. Well, that didn't really prove a whole lot. It's right at the edge of spotting, guys. You can see. And I don't even have 445. That is unfortunate. I'm not running my spotting vision mode. I should be. I have that set up. I have a setup for vision. I just screwed up and didn't think about it. So I'm clicking down here saying, you know what, there's an even 90 down here, fellas. Could be something like a Barask, but they don't have a Barask, so it's highly likely that it's the even 90 somewhere down here in the middle. It's right at the edge of my spotting ring. Very interesting. So, okay, we have a little bit of data. I'm going to go back. There's no artillery. That's nice. So I don't have to worry too much about being shot by artillery. So let's go forward. We'll just go here, and we see something. Okay, he's not in that bush, or at least I didn't hit him. He could be. He's really small, but I did get spotted. What about this bush? Ooh, don't know. Didn't see it, but it's very possible it hit the water. I just didn't see the splash. Pershing's looking around. So what I was talking about earlier with the bat chat is, just for you scouting guys, where the RHM is in the town, there's a couple bushes along the edge here that you can come from this spawn, from the southwest spawn, sneak into the bushes along the edge of the road, and sometimes you'll catch guys being overly aggressive or getting here late. Maybe they get hung up on somebody coming out of spawn, or maybe they had problems driving or spawned in late or whatever. You might catch them out. And if you can catch the even 90 moving around out here and get some snippers and you can kill that thing off, that is a massive advantage. But where he is, he's doing no good for anybody, really. So I know there's an even 90 in here. Medium tank stuff. We didn't bring anybody, but the good news is the enemy team didn't bring anybody. Honestly, if they'd have brought 5 or 6 mediums, how many do they have? Not that many. 3 with some backup TDs that are probably all back there. I'm just kind of shooting in. All right, so we got a... that's nice. Our Pershing goes up there and gets some lights, and we actually kill off a Scorpion G, which is helpful. The problem is we're going to lose a Pershing doing it. So now we get this dude moving around. Bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Hasty shot right there. I'm pretty sure I'm spotted this whole time, but I'm really trying to help get rid of this Progetto if we can. And we'll back out. And I'm really worried that I'm now about to lose a Barask. Like, where is that even 90? And I'm starting to get my suspicions with the even 90. We'll talk about it in a minute. But it does have to do, I put a little damage on him, that's nice. It does have to do with where the 12T went and what the possibilities are in that particular position I just talked about. And I think some of you have probably come up with a general possibility of where that guy could be. That's unfortunate. Armor not hit. Switch over to him. Oh, okay, interesting. So I am lit, right? I am lit. I kind of knew I was. We'll fix that. So the whole time I was poking and peeking there, I was lit. The only reason I wasn't being shot is there was a Pershing and a Barask that they're shooting at. Now, I'm about to, there we go, bat chat the effing even 90. So I know he's there, right? If I probably just do that a little nicer, it would have been better. Hey, bat chat, can you find the even 90 there in those bushes? But it is frustrating, fellas, when you get to this point in a game and you've got a scout that's actually pretty good as far as stealth wise, and he's just not really understanding what's going on in the scouting game. And we are now losing down there in the heavy zone, so things are starting to come to a head. Now, good on him. He actually looked through those bushes. So that was my clue, fellas, right there. Like, well, that's odd. Laundry's done. That's odd. He went through there but didn't see him. Guess what? Guess where that dude is, and guess where I'm going to go to find him. Now, I know I'm lit. I'm just going to have to rage forward. And this is medium stuff, guys. I'm back there being basically ATD, but let's back this up for just a second. We go to the corner because that's the medium place on the map, and it is a good place to hold. You don't want to let them own that corner. Now, they didn't send anybody, but they may have eventually. And that grabs a bunch of maps. So that was good for us. We found out there was nothing there. That gives us some map control in that corner. Not a huge big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it's better than not having it. I got some information about where that scout is based on where I was being spotted. We get some guys up underneath. We kind of kill a few dudes off of their cap, which is nice for us. We are losing in the heavy brawl, so things are starting to come to a head. And now I've gone from kind of medium to medium map grab to sniper sniping at things, which a medium can do in a pinch. Remember, a medium is the all-around, to now a counter scout, because now I have a really good idea where I think this dude is. People shooting at me and missing, that's always good. Very interesting. I think he was probably staring at the Pershing, hoping somebody would kill him. And unfortunately, I missed him right there. And that's a bummer, because this is then going to take me a little bit of effort to get rid of this guy. He misses, which is nice. I get a piece of him there. Shots coming to me. I actually blocked the RHM's kill shot, unfortunately. I think I missed one here because I'm being dumb with auto aim. I was hoping to actually smash him, so we need to aim in on this guy. We'll try to kill him. There we go. And is that 2 RHMs that I bounced? I think I blocked the RHM's shots twice. In the olden days, that would have ended me. Oh no, this CS-53 is just crushing me. Finally, he dies, and we get 1,562 damage out of the whole thing and only 179 assist. But we've cleared out the scout. Now let's pause. Medium stuff, right? We're talking about medium tanks. Like I said, into the corner, medium tank area, grabbed that real estate, nobody's there, supported with some guys spotting as kind of a TD, switched to counter scout after I sort of watched what our scout did, figured out where that guy was. We'll kill off the even 90. By the way, that bush is one that often gets ignored and people go by it. I've had that happen multiple times. I've been in those middle bushes and people just go by it, and unless they get into proxy lighting with an even 90, they're never going to find an even 90 in there. So I get rid of that guy, but check it out. We're having big trouble down in the south. So I'm going to head over here. I have the speed. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of hit points. But I want to come over here and see what I can do in terms of finding what's left at the cap with the eye on the south. I have an eye on the south because I may have to go back, and I've got the speed to do so. A slower tank, you may have wanted to just turn around. So we're going to come up here and we'll put a shot on this guy, and we'll bounce. That's a bummer. There is a Jagdtiger 8.8 up there, and a prototype actually. There's two of them, two kinds. One might be in the town. I'm not sure which one that is right there. I guess since it doesn't say JGTIG, it's the Jagdtiger prototype that's up on the sniper spot. All right, we're going to go into more of a kind of light tank scouting idea here using this bush. This is where I really wish I had my spotting set up, my vision set up. Just a mistake on my part. Looks like the heavies are holding on for the moment. And, you know, this could go both ways. Really, probably all of us should fall back and go help the heavies survive the push. But right now on this map, based on how many we have in each direction, it's not obvious which side we should really be on right now. I do default towards going back, but the 12T is now putting pressure on him. And if they want to get him off, they're going to have to go ahead and come through here and take on the Batchat and myself. Now, we don't have a lot of hit points, but the good news is they don't seem to be overly aggressive. And honestly, the RHM is kind of out of position down there. He doesn't really have shots. I see him moving up, which is good, as long as he doesn't get nuked out there in the open. But it's interesting that the KR is not making any moves. Now, it's our scout that's on the cap. If you are going to bait somebody on a cap and do something like this, having some screens like we are, having people come across and looking to help get shots if they try to push you, and the guy being a scout, that's huge. I was worried I might have been spotted there. Not quite. Not really sure why the Batchat moved, to be honest. He doesn't lose any camo by doing that. No, I guess he went to take... No, somebody else took a shot. Maybe he's spotting, I'm not sure. Remember, his moving camo is the same. All right, so look at this. We find the Udez. We'll shoot him and get some damage. No, we'll just miss. Just miss that guy. Now, 22 seconds. They're going to have to get a little desperate here if they want to make this thing happen. We're going to steal the Kaplan out of this just because the enemy team was not aggressive enough. Now we've got plenty of guns around. We finally moved everybody in, so we're in good shape. Unless something comes blazing at this Batchat in the next, well, probably 10 seconds ago, to be honest, we're not losing this game. And we're going to end up capping this thing with some speed, medium gameplay, etc., and a little bit of counter scoutage to get rid of the even 90. Very average game, but a pretty typical medium tank game in terms of a map that has a very obvious medium tank play area. Talked a bit about the scouting situation on this map. The even 90 did his team a real solid. The problem is that they didn't send anybody up to the corner. If they had had a medium or two up in that northwest corner countering us and lighting us a little bit better, their snipers might have had a nicer time and dealt with us pushing in there. But you saw the Pershing. He just drove across the bottom. And the only reason he could drive across the bottom is there was nobody, no mediums of theirs up here in the northwest. So just a huge mistake by the enemy team. A great move by the even 90. Remember, he got that far because the 12T was not near. Now, I don't know if he sold out and headed to that bush from the very beginning. Some people will do that. I'm a bit leery of that because I'm worried about someone going to the bush that I talked about. And you might be able to see it right now. Kind of right there on the village. There's a hard building right here, and then there's a bush line that comes off, and you can sneak up on the bush line. If you do get spotted somehow, you can. There's some hard cover from the building, but it's not great. Because if you go too far back, you can be shot from the other way. Artie can still splash it. But you can get in this bush. And if someone's a bit silly or maybe their camo's not great, they're late to the game, whatever, sometimes you'll catch them moving around out here. At the very least, you're going to light a lot of their dudes headed over this way. and your snipers will get shot. So there's a lot going on in this map, a lot of decisions and then counter decisions on what to do on this map right here. But I just wanted to show this. Like I said, this is not my favorite map. I like it for light tanks. Heavies are okay down there in the corner, but it's just a kind of typical city brawl. I find the southern spawn, the southwest spawn, it seems like it has a bit of a disadvantage in the city. But that fight in the city is a lot about who pushes first, typically loses, because you'll lose a lot of hit points trying to get in there unless you have a big overmatch. So I didn't go over there, didn't add my medium tank to the heavy brawl because it didn't look like a matchmaker in a situation that really was going to work well for that. Head down, or up I guess, if we want to call it that, to the northwest and help the Barras grab that terrain and then move on. There you go, guys. That's all I've got. Medium tank gameplay. Have a fantastic one, and we will see ya.